Let's give you a little bit of background of what's going on when it comes to just how tight this vote is. 21 former Conservative MPs had been expelled from the party just a few weeks ago. Remember, they voted against the government to prevent a no-deal Brexit. Well, Boris Johnson now needs the support of those Tory rebels in order to get his new agreement through the House of Commons. We're joined now by the Independent MP, Antoinette Sandbach. Good morning to you. Got to ask you, how are you going to vote?
Well, I am hoping that the Letwin Amendment will be selected by the Speaker because I feel it's very important that we keep that no deal off the table. We've seen the Prime Minister negotiate, and if the motion passes, I think we'll need a technical extension to get the legislation through, and critical to actually.
Here's the top search result.
In a way, it's not the outcome today, but whether or not the legislation can get through next week.
Can we just go back one step? Because
yes.
Everyone is trying to wise up as to what will happen today. So, if the Speaker does not grant any amendments,
yes,
how will you vote? If it's a straight yes or no?
Well, I will need to see what the Prime Minister says, but at the moment, if there are no amendments granted, I would vote no.
You would vote no?
If there is an amendment, you will vote.
I will be
supporting
the Letwin Amendment, and also there's another amendment to the no motion that has been tabled by Peter Carl that would say it would have to go back to the British public, and that's something that I've very much support. I'm a recent supporter. I supported May's deal 3 times, and I voted for May's deal 3 times, but there's a real feeling amongst my constituents that a no-deal Brexit was not what they were voting for, and therefore I think it's wrong for that decision to be taken by Parliament. I think it needs to go back to the people.
Do you think this deal is better than Theresa May's deal, or
No,
worse?
It's definitely worse. I mean, there's no doubt about it. My constituents would benefit from the concessions that have been given to Northern Ireland. And if those concessions extended across the whole of the UK, I would absolutely be supporting this deal today.
So just for clarity for me, maybe I've missed the point. If the Letwin Amendment goes through,
yeah.
So you then are feeling secure that no-deal Brexit is off the table before October the 31st. You think this deal is worse than Theresa May's deal?
Yeah.
Three times you voted for it. How will you vote for this deal?
I need to see what the Prime Minister says, because
you need to be convinced by him?
I do, because I'm very worried that it still allows there to be a hard Brexit in 2020. So I am extremely concerned that if this deal goes through today without the Letwin Amendment, or even with it, that there's still the option of a hard Brexit in 2020.
Because you don't believe that the transition period will be adhered to for the end of 2020.
Yeah, exactly. It will be adhered to, but we've seen it's taken 3 years to get to this point, and we're only talking about the withdrawal agreement. We're talking about, shutting the door. What's absolutely critical for my constituents isn't whether or not we leave. It's the kind of future relationship that we have with Europe, and that is the absolutely critical matter. And I've got concerns about how what that will look like, and I want to hear what the Prime Minister says today.
We spoke to the Brexit Secretary a short time ago, specific to the issue of when we will leave. This December 2020. Peter Bonet had said his vote is also dependent on reassurances that is the point that we will leave. Now, the furthest he would go with us this morning was saying the government's intention is that period would be the end. Is that enough for you?
As I say, I need to see what is said in Parliament today. The Prime Minister will make his statement, and then there will then be a number of questions and answers. There will be a debate that will follow. And we need to see what the future vision is for
just trying to be clear about
Britain.
What are the words that the words that you're waiting to hear from Boris Johnson that say I'm in?
I can't summarise that in a soundbite in a 5-minute interview. I need to actually see and listen to the debate to decide how I will vote, because my constituents would have benefited from May's deal. That would have been, that's why I voted for it 3 times. That would have given us the opportunities that are now being given to Northern Ireland. And so it does concern me what that future trading agreement, that future relationship will look like, and I have I have no doubt that will be addressed today in Parliament.
Can I ask a couple more things? What pressure, from whom, and what pressure are you coming under at this point in time? Because as people will be well aware watching our programme this morning, the numbers are so tight, one vote, your vote, someone else's vote, 1 or 2 votes here can make all the difference. Well, who is talking to you and what are they saying?
Well, I can say that Number 10 reached out to me for the first time this morning. So I wouldn't say that there's been a huge amount of pressure. And, I've been part of the 21 independent MPs that had the whip taken away from us. So I sit as an independent, and really what I'm now looking for is what is the best outcome for my constituents.
Can I just ask on a specific thing? I think we're both thinking the same thing. You took a phone call from Number 10.
Yes.
I would like you to tell us more.
Well, I think they asked me the same question that Naga just asked me, is if it was a straightforward choice, how would I vote? And I've explained the situation to them. I've also explained that I will be listening to the debate. My mind isn't closed, but I know that Philip Hammond has raised concerns and has spoken to you previously, and I really think that I will be listening and considering really carefully what is said in the debate.
Have they promised you the whip back?
It makes no difference in my case because my association voted on Tuesday, had a vote of no confidence on Tuesday. So I'm not somebody that would change my mind because I get the whip back or not, because it makes no difference.
Have other independent MPs in a similar situation to you been offered that?
I don't know. I got back, I was away, and I came back to London last night, so I haven't had an opportunity to see or meet with other independent MPs.
Who was the person who called you from Downing Street?
I'm not going to say. I don't think that's fair.
It
wasn't the PM, I can tell you that.
It wasn't the Prime Minister?
No, it
was
wasn't.
it a member of his cabinet?
No.
We appreciate you coming in and explaining, and I think it gives an illustration to people, apart from anything else, that you're receiving phone calls at this late stage. It gives an illustration of just how intense the situation is.
Well, it's a very important decision, and it's absolutely critical that we get this right. And I don't think that is a decision that is made. I think that's a decision that you have to make with all the facts in front of you, everything that's said in the debate and at the dispatch box, and the reassurances that are given. And I think that is what is critical, and for me, I will be supporting the People's Vote Amendment if it comes to that, and the Letwin Amendment, and make my mind up after I've seen which amendments are carried.
Antoinette Sandbach, thank you very much. 21 minutes past 8. Hopefully that should give you a sense of just how undecided so many are undecided.